The Central Bank of the Gambia held a press conference on Tuesday to update the public on the 91st meeting of its Monetary Policy Committee. The press conference was based on the recently concluded quarterly meeting of the Central Bank's Monetary Policy Committee, which reviewed current domestic and global economic conditions. The Monetary Policy Committee, established in July 2004, serves as the primary monetary policy decision-making body of the bank. Speaking at the press conference, Mr. Buha Saidi, the governor of the Central Bank of the Gambia, highlighted the growth of the Gambia's economy in the fight against inflation.
The Gambian economy continues its strong performance in the second quarter of 2024, with encouraging signs in the fight against inflation. Recent data released by the Gambia Bureau of Statistics (GBOS) indicates that the Gambian economy grew by 4.8% in 2023, compared to the revised growth of 5.5% in 2022. Growth was mainly supported by a pickup in the services and industry sectors, reflecting the buoyant private and public construction activities.
Governor Saidi also informed journalists of the Central Bank's projection of economic growth for the Gambia in 2024.
On the outlook, the Central Bank's staff forecasts economic growth at 5.7% in 2024, representing a 0.2 percentage point upward revision from the May 2024 forecast. Growth is anticipated to be supported by strong public and private investment spending, household consumption, and a robust tourism sector. However, significant risks continue to shroud this growth outlook, including geo-economic fragmentation, ongoing geopolitical tensions, volatility in commodity prices, and domestic climate-related risks.
Additionally, the governor announced that the country's domestic debt has increased from 41.3 billion in December 2023 to 42.1 billion in June 2024.
The stock of domestic debt increased to $42.1 billion, 27% of GDP in June 2024, from $41.3 billion, 29.4% of GDP in December 2023. Short-term government securities with a maturity of 1 year or less accounted for 47.5% of the total domestic debt stock. Yields on short-term government securities increased in June 2024, largely reflecting government borrowings from the domestic market. The weighted average Treasury bills increased from 6.1% in March 2024 to 10.4% in June 2024.
Mr. Saidi stated that the country's overall budget deficit in 2024 is 5.1 billion, equivalent to 3.9% of the GDP.
Preliminary estimates of government fiscal operations indicate an overall fiscal deficit, excluding grants, of $9.3 billion, or 6.5% of GDP in the first half of 2024, compared to a deficit of $8.9 billion, or 6.2% of GDP, recorded in the corresponding period of 2023. Similarly, the overall budget deficit, including grants, amounted to $5.1 billion, or 3.9% of GDP in the first half of 2024, higher than the $4.8 billion, or 3.3% of GDP, reported in the same period of 2023.
Addressing the depreciation of the Gambia dollar against foreign currencies, Governor Saidi provided detailed statistics on the current state of the dollar in the foreign exchange market.
The dollar continued to be relatively stable, depreciating slightly against major traded currencies in the domestic foreign currency market. From March to June 2024, the dollar depreciated against the US dollar by 0.5%, the euro by 1.2%, and the British pound sterling by 1.2%, the CFA franc by 3.9%. Meanwhile, the central bank continued to hold comfortable levels of international reserves amounting to $452.7 million US dollars in July 2024, which is sufficient to finance over 4.6 months of prospective imports of goods and services.
The central bank governor further informed journalists that the foreign exchange market in the country continues to function smoothly. Governor said he noted that the total activity volumes measured by aggregate purchase and sales of foreign currency in the domestic foreign exchange market stood at $563 million US dollar in the second half of 2024, compared to $600.9 million US dollar reported in the first quarter of 2024. Reporting for Kerfatu, I am Ramatulai Jao.